Hello, my name is Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner newspaper, here to provide your news update, which is largely coronavirus themed, on this May 19th, 2020. Sweetwater County has reported its 17th lab-confirmed case of the coronavirus. Memorial Hospital of Sweetwater County was notified of the positive results from a private lab on Tuesday. The results stemmed from a Green River man in his 30s, who is now in stable condition, and reported to be isolating at home, according to Sweetwater County Public Health. Sweetwater County Public Health is also the entity continuing contact tracing, seeing where he's been and who he's had contact with. Expanding our perspective just a little bit, according to the Wyoming Department of Health, there are 583 laboratory confirmed cases. Now, the same site, which I've got pulled up right here, doesn't have the latest Sweetwater County number, so we're going to take that 583 lab-confirmed cases and add 584, in addition to 193 probable cases, people with symptoms and have had contact but just haven't gotten the results, in addition to 10 people in Wyoming, or from Wyoming, who have died from the coronavirus. When it comes to just breaking down Sweetwater County's numbers a little bit more, we know it's 17 lab-confirmed cases, 8 probable cases. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, total cases in the United States now sits at 1,504,830, which is 24,400 new cases compared to yesterday. The American death count is now at 90,340 people, which is 933 people more than yesterday. Johns Hopkins University says the overall total now sits at 4,893,195. Total deaths now sits at 322,861 people. And global recovery sits at 1,686,487. Now, we've had all sorts of local developments the last few days. On Monday, I was one of the blessed people who got to return to the halls of Western Wyoming Community College as classes resumed for a handful of spring courses, predominantly the technology and industry ones. There are certain courses that you just can't put online. Welding is the example that came up the most in the ramp up to certain lockdown decisions, and I was blessed to be able to talk with members of the welding staff specifically. They talked about how they actually did look into some of their options. There are welding simulators out there. They cost quite a bit of money, and because they couldn't necessarily ship it home with the kids, there's a certain point where, like, well, if we have to bring the kid in to use the simulator, let's just have them use the actual welding equipment when the opportunity presents itself. In addition, many of the welding classes have a lot of tests, and even though they were working quickly in the ramp-up to transition a lot of Western's classes to virtual, quite a decent percentage were already online, or certainly a hybrid online, where there was some video components as well. But just because the number of tests, I talked with the staff, they said that was just one where they couldn't have gotten in time, and even if they had, that would still leave 50% of the class undone. So when it comes to courses like automotive, certain electrical ones, where there's labs where just looking at the diagram isn't enough. I say that as a person who, having earned an electrical merit badge, that figuring it out on the chart is not the same thing as working with it physically. We're back in there. Amongst the requirements there is that everyone, students and staff, have to have a facial covering when in a classroom setting. Safe distancing protocols into place. It was noted by one member of the staff, in some of those big open spaces they have, if you've been in the rooms where they have some of the gigantic machines or whatnot, less of an issue. Some other courses, however, especially the ones that are kind of in the more traditional classroom settings, They're seeing spacing where they're sometimes splitting the classes so they don't have too many people in one room. These were part of the guidelines that the college worked with Sweetwater County Public Health and the state public health officer, Dr. Harris, to agree upon. Officials at the college are hopeful that if this works for this extra time for this handful of students who are completing their spring coursework, that this is what they'll also follow for the summer semester. That said, the college is also remaining hopeful that they'll be able to have face-to-face teaching come the fall. There are a lot of things that will still need to be worked out, and honestly, the fall's a very long way away. But officials are helpful. Actually, they're excited. It was neat being able to walk around with them and all the, "Hey, we're back! Who's glad that we're open?" Those people didn't have to be revved up very much to respond just as excitedly or just as energetically as some of the teachers. In other local news, not quite a half hour ago, it'll be a little bit more by the time I upload this, Black Butte High School hosted its special student recognition. Now, while the video of this will be streamed soon for those in the greater public to be able to enjoy, there had been individual appointments with students and families to get their pictures taken out in front of the school. And tonight, the graduates all got together as a group, maintaining social distancing, where they had a chance to step out of their vehicles and turn their tassels together as a group. It's one of those things where, even if it's just real quick and in a parking lot, you could tell it meant a lot to the people there. And if anything, who doesn't love to set off a bunch of confetti and revel in your school colors? In addition, also this evening, the Rock Springs City Council hosted its last meeting with Councilwoman Glennise Wendorf. She's stepping down to leave town as her husband takes a job elsewhere. They're actually going to be getting up tomorrow and driving, starting early. But on Tuesday night, there was a small reception at Rock Springs City Hall, including lots of familiar faces, people who wanted to say thanks, and just a little bit of time to share and reflect on the good moments. A lot of citywide cleanup stories being shared, in addition to other achievements. On behalf of the Rocket Miner newspaper, even though she probably won't see this, we just want to say thank you, Glennise, for all that you've done for this community. We're a better place for it. And we're hopeful that someone just as dedicated and talented and passionate fills your seat. Anyway, lots going on, lots more to come. There are a few more parades that we're going to be seeing with graduates. I know I'm excited about the Farson Eden High School ceremony that will be tomorrow. If you're in the Farson Eden area, expect a parade around 6 p.m. People are encouraged to line the route. There are certainly other festivities being planned in addition to, since not everybody can be everywhere, there will also be streaming events that still gives us a chance to participate. And actually, we'll let some people connect that wouldn't otherwise. I know not everybody is able to make it to graduation. Sometimes even when they live close. This is something where we can deliver it straight to you, people's living rooms. I think it's extra important to find things to celebrate right now. We want to acknowledge the lumps and the bumps along the way. But we're not fully plugged into living if we're not also celebrating the highs as well. You need both. That's just my opinion. But just be looking for ways to celebrate the accomplishments. This has been Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner newspaper, wishing you a good day and a safe tomorrow.